After being rejected by the girl I secretly loved for 3 years, my parents told me I had an arranged engagement from childhood. While I was still dazed, I received a marriage certificate. The girl I was betrothed to turned out to be the famously cold senior at school, Shen Mengxi, and now she has become my wife. You little brat, why aren't you up yet? How late did you stay up playing last night? I rubbed my eyes, pulled off the blanket, and looked at my parents. What are you two doing? It's a nice holiday. Can't you let me sleep a bit longer? Are you really that clueless or just pretending? Today's the day you go to get your marriage certificate, Yunhui said irritably. I instantly snapped awake, jumping out of bed. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I'm going to wash my face right now. Without even putting on pants, I hurriedly dashed out of the room. As soon as I stepped out of my room, my face froze. I caught a glimpse of the girl in the living room. The girl in the living room was looking at me too. A faint blush appeared on her face. So embarrassing. I didn't know there was someone in the living room. Saying that, I bolted into the bathroom like lightning. I stood there dumbfounded, even wanting to bang my head against my non-existent 8-pack ABS and just die. This unfinished version of me was seen like that. At that moment, Shen Mengxi sat in the living room, her cheeks slightly flushed. Not a bad figure. Her lips curved up slightly without her realizing it. I quickly washed my face, changed my clothes, and stepped out. I walked into the living room, and we just stared at each other without saying a word. After a while, I broke the awkward silence first. Hello, my name is Muc Ca. Looking at the fairy-like beauty in front of me, my heart couldn't help but beat faster. She was absolutely more beautiful than in photos. Shen Mengxi nodded politely, then said lightly, let's go. I asked blankly, go where? Shen Mengxi raised her beautiful eyebrows. To get the marriage certificate. Her voice was extremely calm, as if getting a marriage certificate was a trivial matter. My expression turned a bit strange. Is this for real? Do I need to bring anything? I was a little flustered. Shen Mengxi said casually, bring yourself, along with your ID and household registration. I'll wait for you downstairs. Don't keep me waiting too long. The clothes you're wearing, you better change into something white. After saying that, she stood up and left first, leaving me standing there bewildered. As soon as Shen Mengxi left, Yunhui and Mu Fanglin immediately came out of the bedroom. Before I could react, they stuffed my ID, household registration, and a white shirt into my hands. Shen Qingming saw me come downstairs, and a slight smile appeared on her face. She looked at me momentarily stunned. Not bad, he's grown up to be quite good looking. Have you been waiting long? Quite a while, she replied. I was just being polite, not expecting her to actually feel she'd waited long. How are we getting there? Taxi, I changed the subject. I have a car drive. Shen Mengxi led me to a white Mercedes. Are you being forced into this? I couldn't help but ask. I had thought it through. If she was being forced, we could pretend to get the marriage certificate first. After all, it's just a way to appease our parents. Later we could find an excuse, say we're not compatible, and be done with it. Shen Mengxi was slightly taken aback, clearly not expecting me to ask that. Seeing her not responding, I thought I'd guessed correctly. You feel the same, don't you? We haven't even graduated yet, and we're getting a marriage certificate. Who knows what our parents are thinking? If you want, we could figure out a way to pretend to get the certificate. Shen Mengxi's lips curved into a barely noticeable smile. Pretend to get the certificate? What do you mean? I explained, if I don't get the certificate, my parents will cut my living expenses. I don't want to live like I'm surviving in the wilderness during college. Shen Mengxi blinked her beautiful eyes, her gaze carrying a hint of playful amusement. Since you put it that way, let's just get the certificate. I let out a sigh of relief. Then let's go. Shen Mengxi's face showed no expression. I don't have a driver's license. I stared at her blankly. Then how did this car get here? I just called a driver. Then call them again. I'm out of money. I looked at her in disbelief. You drive a car like this and say you're out of money? Shen Mengxi, as if reading my thoughts, calmly explained. It's my dad's car. I had a feeling she was doing this on purpose. So what now? I don't have a license either. If only past the first part of the test. Shen Mengxi gave a faint smile, showing a prepared expression. No worries. I have an electric scooter ready. We got out of the car, and Shen Mengxi led me to a pink electric scooter. This is the one you drive. I hesitated for a moment. A pink electric scooter. A true pink gentleman. Pink it is then. I'd be wearing a helmet anyway. When I saw the color of the helmet, my brows furrowed slightly. Why is this helmet pink too? Shen Mengxi glanced at me. I'm a girl. Isn't it normal to buy pink? Are you judging me? I quickly waved my hands. No. How could I judge you? I love pink. Get on. I put on the helmet. Oh, it seems you don't have a helmet, do you? Who said I don't? Shen Mengxi pulled out another pink helmet from under the scooter seat. Help me put it on. I don't know how to wear it. You don't know how to wear a helmet and you're driving a scooter. Fine, I'll help you. I leaned down to help her put on the helmet. Our eyes met. Looking at her beautiful face, my cheeks couldn't help but heat up. Staring at the stunning face before me, ripples stirred in my heart. I shook my head, forcing myself not to overthink. Done, it's on. And so, a scooter with two people in pink helmets set off. I didn't dare drive too fast, afraid I'd get lost if I went too quickly. The scooter might not compare to a car, but it had one advantage. It was more intimate than sitting in a car. Shen Mengxi's hands, at some point, had wrapped around my waist. I could feel the softness coming from behind, along with the faint scent of her body. I couldn't help but glance down, my brows furrowing slightly. 2 hours later, at the Civil Affairs Bureau, a man and a woman each held their marriage certificate. I looked at the certificate in my hand, still feeling like I was dreaming. I never thought I'd get married just like that. Even if we said it was a pretend certificate, this was still my first time. I glanced at Shen Mengxi. She didn't look at the certificate, instead tucking it straight into her bag. It seemed she didn't think the certificate was important. I reminded her, keep it safe. You'll need it if we get divorced. Shen Mengxi didn't respond, instead saying lightly, let's go back. In front of my house, I said goodbye and left. Shen Mengxi watched my retreating figure, her lips curving up uncontrollably. Such a fool. Right after she got into the Mercedes, took out the marriage certificate, and looked at the photo on it, her eyes unable to pull away. Pretend to get a certificate. This stamp isn't fake. On her usually cold face, a beautiful smile appeared. Then carefully, she tucked the certificate back into her bag and drove the Mercedes away. I didn't tell anyone about getting the marriage certificate. I really didn't dare to. Even if I did, who would believe me? The most important thing was that I considered it a pretend certificate. If others found out, it might affect my chances of finding a girlfriend later. More importantly, it might affect my wife finding a boyfriend. Why does that sentence feel a bit off? Affecting my wife finding a boyfriend. She's just a pretend wife. If it were real, that'd be great. In my mind, I couldn't help but recall the intimate moments between us today. She's so beautiful, with such a perfect figure, yet she's quite cold toward me. She probably has no interest in someone like me. In the end, I chose to attend Zhang University. As for my major, I chose computer science. Rather than saying I chose it, it's more like my dad chose it for me. 2 days before the semester started, I was a bit frustrated. A new environment, new people. I wasn't sure if I could adapt. 2 days before the semester began, I learned there was a group for new students. But when I joined the group, I was completely speechless. I thought there'd be a lot of normal people in the group. But the moment I joined, I was dumbfounded. Does the school have parking spaces? When the time comes, where do I park my Porsche? Does the school have a Starbucks? I need a cup every morning or I can't function. Just came back from abroad. Is 100,000 a month enough for living expenses? I'm a bit worried it won't be enough. My face was full of question marks. Is this new student group really that elite? I had originally planned to ask about the school in the group. I hesitated for a moment. Should I even ask in this group? Just as I was hesitating, an ID in the group called Ocean Overlord suddenly said, "New students who want to learn about the school, message me privately." My eyes lit up. Finally, a normal person. I quickly sent a friend request. Not long after, Ocean Overlord accepted my request. "Hello, senior. Can I ask you a few questions? What's your name?" I was stunned by the message. Do I need to give my name to ask a senior some questions? My name is Muc Ca. I'm a new student in computer science. On the other side, Shen Mengxi in her dorm blinked her beautiful eyes, her lips curving up uncontrollably. "Finally, I've waited for you." She had been quietly lurking in the new student group for a long time. This was also why she asked for my name first. Computer science, same major as me. Such a pity. Pity about what? The job prospects for computer science aren't great these days. Graduating means unemployment, and there's no shortage of people. The competition is fierce too. It's no different from construction. I suddenly thought, if the job prospects aren't good, why did the senior choose this major? Shen Mengxi was silent for a moment, then replied, "Some uncle told me to study it, so I suggested his son study it too." How cunning! I suffered through it, so his son should taste it too. Otherwise, how would it be fair to him? We chatted for a long time, which gave me a great impression of him. I thought Ocean Overlord would talk so much, and then tried to sell me a school card. But he didn't. "Thank you, senior. There aren't many pure good people like you left." Shen Mengxi stared at the screen, speechless. "Am I not? You and I don't even know each other. Yet you patiently answered all my questions, and didn't even advertise a school card." "Oh right, do you want to know about the school card? Then I'll take one." I felt a bit embarrassed. After all, he answered so many of my questions, and I happened to need a card. Shen Mengxi saw the message I sent, and couldn't help but burst out laughing. "He's really adorable. Can't he tell I was joking?" "I was kidding, senior. Do you play games?" "I play all kinds of games. PC or mobile. Both. My favorite is still CF. I'm a 10-year veteran. I'm pretty good at CF too." What surprised me was Ocean Overlord's CF skills were even slightly better than mine. A 10-year veteran. We played all afternoon, barely losing a match. If he hadn't been reported to many times and locked in the darkroom, I wouldn't have let him go. "Senior, you're not hacking, are you? If you're bad, just practice more. Why don't you turn on cheats and ruin the game?" "Fine, when we get to school, I'll treat you to a meal at the cafeteria." "Sure, I'll wait for you." In the dorm, a girl with a high ponytail, Avaraja-looking Gao Jiajia had just returned and saw Shen Mengxi looking at her phone, her lips carrying a faint smile. Yang Ziwei narrowed her eyes. Hui looked at Shen Mengxi. "What are you smiling about?" Yang Ziwei felt something was off. "Shen Mengxi isn't in love, is she?" "No way! Didn't you say you wouldn't touch men otherwise?" With so many guys chasing her over 3 years at school, why did she reject them all outright? She's known as the #1 cold beauty of Zhang University. No man has ever caught her eye. Even the school's recognized heartthrob couldn't get more than 3 sentences out of her. She's not craving men now, is she? No way! "Ziwei, do you have someone you like?" Yang Ziwei wanted to cry but had no tears. Shen Mengxi put away her smile, glancing at her lightly in love. "Do you think that's possible?" Yang Ziwei sighed in relief. "That's good then. I knew the #1 beauty of Zhang University wouldn't suddenly fall in love." She sat down, took a sip of water. "Actually, I'm already married." Ziwei, what are you joking about?" Yang Ziwei looked at the water she'd spilled on her pants, feeling a bit insulted. "Believe it or not, up to you." Shen Mengxi glanced at her. Yang Ziwei laughed it off. I believe. If the #1 beauty of Zhang University gets married, don't forget to invite me to the wedding feast." Her mouth said that, but of course she couldn't believe it. The #1 beauty of Zhang University, the ice-cold goddess, who doesn't get close to men? Those words had nothing to do with marriage. Whatever, only a fool would believe it. Shen Mengxi looked at Yang Ziwei with a pitying gaze, sighing softly. "Sorry, I've already taken the first step. My dear friend, even if I said I wouldn't date, I never said I wouldn't get married." Yang Zuwei was stunned. What's with that expression? It's like it's real. Shen Mengxi didn't explain, just smiled faintly. Why do you keep playing that game? It feels like only guys play this game. Yang Zuwei pointed at her laptop screen, asking with a puzzled look. Of course, to play with my husband. Yang Zuwei rolled her eyes. If you have a husband, then I've already got a kid. On the first day of school, as soon as I stepped through the gate, I saw a row of green umbrellas lined up, with seniors from different departments welcoming students underneath. I dragged my suitcase over, just finished registering my admission letter, and was about to find a senior to guide me, when suddenly, I heard a commotion around me. Isn't that the #1 beauty of Zhang University? Why is she at the new student welcome area? Behind the new student welcome area, a girl with skin white as snow, exuding a cold aura, her beautiful eyes carrying a hint of frost. A top-tier beauty was scanning the crowd, as if searching for someone. What's up with the #1 beauty of Zhang University? Looking for her boyfriend? No way! She once said she doesn't date. Even if she did, the school's heartthrob would have the best shot. Yeah. She's probably just here to welcome new students. Which new student is so lucky to be personally welcomed by the #1 beauty of Zhang University? Almost everyone's eyes were fixed on Shen Mengxi, including the new students who had just arrived. When I saw Shen Mengxi, memories of the whirlwind marriage a month ago flashed through my mind. My heart couldn't help but beat faster. After a while, Shen Mengxi finally spotted the person she was looking for. Her furrowed brows relaxed instantly. Her cold eyes softened. A faint smile appeared on her face, and she immediately walked toward me. I was stunned. I had only planned to stay and watch the excitement. Why did it feel like she was rushing toward me? Just as I was dazed, Shen Mengxi stood in front of me. Junior can't find your dorm, can you? Let me take you there. Shen Mengxi gave a sweet smile, a smile that made my heart skip a beat. Didn't we say it was a pretend certificate? I said softly. Shen Mengxi curved her lips into a faint smile. Exactly. I'm taking you to the dorm as your senior. Why aren't you calling me senior? Be polite. I felt awkward under her gaze. Thank you, senior. Can you take me to the dorm now? Shen Mengxi raised her eyebrows. Say please, senior first. I just wanted to leave quickly. Not used to being stared at by so many people. I kept feeling like they were whispering about me. So I reluctantly compromised. Please, senior. Shen Mengxi smiled mischievously. Alright, reluctantly. Take my junior to the dorm. Then she pulled me away from there. In front of the dorm building, Shen Mengxi said, you're in building 3. I nodded slightly. I'm right next to you. I'm in building 4. I didn't ask, but senior, you're a bit too enthusiastic. Shen Mengxi pretended to be angry. I didn't dare look at her, mainly because every time I looked at her, my heart raced. Sorry about that. Shen Mengxi finally smiled. That's more like it. Now that we're at the same school, we should help each other out. My dad told me to help you more. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come. I suddenly understood, so that's it. If not, I'd have thought senior Shen liked me. For some reason, a pang of disappointment flashed through my heart. Shen Mengxi's cheeks flushed slightly. TCH. So full of yourself, ah. Oh right, let's at each other on Zalo. We didn't at each other last time. I slapped my forehead. Right. Look at my memory. Last time we got the marriage certificate and didn't even exchange contact info. To people getting married without contact info. Even novels wouldn't dare write it like that. Alright, junior. If you don't understand something at school, just ask me. Got it. Oh right, senior Shen. What's your major? Computer science, same as you. I was a bit surprised. Exactly. So if you don't understand something, just ask me. Your senior will explain it carefully. Shen Mengxi said with a proud look. Her adorable demeanor made me pause again. Who would have thought? The cold senior at the welcome area earlier could be so cute in front of me. Shen Mengxi smiled smugly. What's up? Fallen for me already? I snapped out of it, my face turning red as I explained. No way! Absolutely not. Shen Mengxi's tone carried a hint of disdain. So weak, alright. That's building 3. I'm leaving with that. She walked into the dorm building, At the dorm, I quickly got along with my roommates, laughing and chatting all afternoon. The next morning, I got up early, washed my face, and went out to buy breakfast. As soon as I left the dorm, I messaged Senior Ocean Overlord Senior. Which cafeteria has more pretty girls this morning? Starting college. If got to date at least once. Thinking about dating. Shen Mengxi's voice popped into my head. I quickly shook my head. What am I thinking? She's the #1 beauty of Zhang University. No way she'd notice me. On the other side in the girls' dorm, Shen Mengxi was grinding her teeth, staring at her phone screen checking out. System out girls. She's enough to look at, isn't she? I hesitated for a moment, then replied, I think she's very beautiful. The #1 beauty of Zhang University lives up to her reputation. So do you like her? I thought since the senior isn't a stranger and has been pretty good to me, sharing my feelings with him wouldn't hurt. Senior, to be honest, I kind of like her. Every time I see her, my heart beats faster. But she's the #1 beauty of Zhang University. The chances of her noticing me are probably slim. Shen Mengxi's lips curved into a faint smile, liking me but too scared to say it to my face. For some reason, her heart felt an indescribable sweetness. Since arriving at Zhang University, countless people had confessed their feelings to her, and she hadn't felt a thing. But my words made her cheeks flush slightly without her control. Knowing I had feelings for her, Shen Mengxi couldn't help but laugh inwardly. Shen Mengxi, when did you become so mischievous? Wanting to tease your junior? No, I've always been this mischievous. The second day of military training finally came to a break. The instructor asked everyone to perform a talent to liven up the atmosphere. It was soon my turn to perform. I decided to sing, one of the few talents I could show off. As the background music played softly, everyone fell silent. My voice was low and full of emotion, carrying a subtle sadness, like the feeling of heartbreak. Not far away, Zue said, this guy sings so well. It's not even noon, and I already want to cry. Though Yang Zue had never been in love, listening to this song made her feel heartbroken. Shen Mengxi saw Yang Zue still immersed in the music, quietly wiping tears from the corners of her eyes. The next day, the confession wall had several new videos of me singing. Help me find this guy. This guy sings so well. Does anyone know him? Can I get his contact info? At that moment, I was nearly sunburned to a crisp. She hated herself for not getting injured. Before military training, while everyone stood at attention under the scorching sun, a girl holding an umbrella appeared on the field. She wore a long white dress like a fairy descended to earth, quietly walking to the front of the formation and sitting down. Isn't that Shen Mengxi? The #1 beauty of Zhang University is here to watch military training. These new guys are so lucky. People around started whispering. It was also time for a break. I could actually feel Shen Mengxi's gaze, feeling like she was deliberately here to see me. But I didn't dare show anything, in case I was just being narcissistic. Jibata came over looking envious. God, the #1 beauty of Zhang University is so gorgeous. Whoever becomes her boyfriend must have accumulated 8 lifetimes of blessings. I glanced at him. Can you be as discreet as me? Why do I feel like her eyes keep looking over here? She's not looking at me, is she? Jibata narcissistically touched his face. Just then, a girl with a high ponytail, wearing a JK uniform, holding an umbrella walked toward Team 7. Her eyes locked onto me sitting in the back, heading straight for me. Junior, can I get your contact info? I pointed at myself, stunned, and asked. While the people around started cheering, Jibata joined in the fun. She braved the sun to ask for your Zalo, and you're not giving it to her. I suddenly felt a chill down my spine, my eyes immediately turning to the senior in the front row of the stands. Her lips carried a faint smilino, a cold smile. I remembered what Shed said to me. This was cheating in marriage. Sorry, I'm already married. The girl was stunned. Married? Wang Hao quickly stepped in to defuse. No, his head's just a bit messed up. Don't mind him, senior. Why don't you take my Zalo instead? I sing pretty well too. The girl shook her head. I don't like guys who are too skinny. Then she left. Jibata couldn't help but laugh at Wang Hao's expense you twig. With that childish figure who'd notice you. Deserved it, haha. I snuck a glance. Seeing Shen Mengxi's face return to its usual coldness. What was going on? I couldn't quite understand. In front of a crowd she was so cold, but with me she talked a lot. Actually, I hadn't planned to give that girl my contact info, because at some point, Shen Mengxi had entered my heart. I felt she had some affection for me too, but I was scared. Scared that if I took a step forward, the result would be like last time. While I was lost in thought, Shen Mengxi stood up from the stands, holding a bottle of water in her hand. She walked to Team 7 and handed the bottle to me. How did you know I didn't bring water? Shen Mengxi said lightly. It's for you. I mechanically took the bottle, my mind a bit blank. Even though we'd gotten the marriage certificate, I knew clearly we weren't truly together. Moreover, Shen Mengxi was the ice goddess of Zhang University, a cold goddess, in front of so many people, giving me water. I really didn't dare to think about it. Shen Mengxi's expression didn't change, but you could see her cheeks slightly flushed. This was the first time she'd given water to a guy, and in front of so many people. Thank you, senior. My heart couldn't help but race. After handing me the water, Shen Mengxi left immediately. I looked at the bottle in my hand, my Onsacom heart starting to stir. Seeing this, everyone around buzzed with excitement. What's the deal with these two? Why did the senior beauty give him water? This is the #1 beauty of Zhang University. In that moment, countless envious eyes stared intensely at me. Wang Hao looked at me stunned. What's going on? You're off the market already. And with the beauty, no wonder you didn't give that senior your Zalo. I said irritably. How could Shen Mengxi like me? I don't even know her. Of course, I couldn't not know Shen Mengxi. We'd gotten the certificate already. I just didn't want them to misunderstand. We weren't actually dating. Moreover, I wasn't sure if Shen Mengxi had those feelings. Soon military training ended. The Mid-Autumn Festival break I'd been looking forward to arrived. While I was debating whether to go home, Shen Mengxi sent me a location pin. Your dad said you should stay here. What was going on? I couldn't quite grasp it. Looking at the pin, it was an apartment complex very close to Zhang University. Could my dad have bought me a house? I quickly dismissed the thought. Probably just rented. I reached the hallway of the apartment complex. Before I could knock, the door opened. As soon as it did, a stunning beauty caught my eye. Shen Mengxi, wearing thin pajamas and short shorts, her perfect figure on full display, making my eyes widen, her jade-like feet and slender legs. I shook my head, pushing away impure thoughts. Senior, you're here too. Come in, slippers are in the shoe cabinet. Shen Mengxi's expression was calm, not answering my question right away. I quickly went in and changed into slippers. Pink way to cheesy. I looked at the pink slippers on my feet, even with a bunny design. I glanced at Shen Mengxi's slippers. No, not slippers. They were the same style, but hers were blue, with a gray Volf design. Could they be couple slippers? My cheeks flushed slightly. Senior, you still haven't answered me. Why are you here? Shen Mengxi shrugged. I've been living here for a while. I've been here for a year. Wait, you've been here a year? Isn't this the place my dad rented for me? Bought for you. Bought for me. Since when has my dad been this good to me? He used to say he'd cut my living expenses in half if I didn't get the certificate. I was overjoyed. Not even graduated and I already have a house. No, wait. If my dad bought me a house, why are you here? Shen Mengxi curved her lips into a faint smile. Because this is the wedding house my dad bought for us. Wedding house? Shen Mengxi chuckled softly. We've already gotten the certificate. Isn't my dad also your dad? One family doesn't speak to ways. Only then did I realize this was the wedding house Uncle Shen bought for us. Looking at Shen Mengxi's smug smile, I swallowed hard. Why do I feel like I've walked into a Volsten? And a beautiful she-wolf at that. Next weekend you have to come stay here. Of course. You can come on regular days too. I was a bit skeptical, but deep down, I was very willing. Why? Shen Mengxi pretended to look pitiful. Are you going to let your wife stay lonely? Saying that, she blinked her sparkling eyes. Wasn't it a pretend certificate? Why are things developing so strangely? Fine, I nodded, looking at Shen Mengxi's pitiful eyes. I really couldn't bring myself to refuse. Moreover, I genuinely felt something for Shen Mengxi. Shen Mengxi raised her eyebrows. Let me show you around our wedding house. She said wedding house, and it felt like we were really married, but it seemed like it was real, because it was real. Soon I was dazzled by this wedding house. There was even a separate room, designed as a gaming room. To Computerzy prepared this one for you. Like it. The graphics card is a 4090, so don't worry about the specs. For 1090, I couldn't hold back, rushing over to it, gently caressing the computer setup. At school, I only used my laptop for gaming. What's a laptop compared to this? I never expected a gaming room here. With such high-end equipment, who'd stay in the dorm on weekends? I'd die happy right here, I said excitedly. Can I play on both machines from now on? Shen Mengxi glared at me. The other one's mine. What are you thinking? She really wanted to kick this straightless guy. I set up the computers and you still don't get it. Pig-headed idiot. You play games. Seeing my skeptical look, Shen Mengxi pouted. I can play. I'd beat you even. I laughed scornfully. Senior Shen, not to brag, but if you beat me at my best game in this house, I'll do whatever you say. Shen Mengxi's lips curved slightly. You said it. Then she held out her pinky for a pinky swear. I laughed, still doing pinky swears at your age. Though I said that, my hand reached out instinctively. So soft was this, the jade hand of my senior. My cheeks couldn't help but flush. Hang on. This scene feels familiar. My brows furrowed tightly. I felt like I'd seen it somewhere, but I couldn't remember. At some point, my hand and Shen Mengxi's delicate hand were tightly interlocked. Shen Mengxi's cheeks flushed slightly. Her voice soft, she said, what's up? You like holding my hand that much? I startled and quickly let go. No. Sorry, Senior Shen. I didn't mean to. Shen Mengxi touched my face. Just call me Senior, no need for Shen. What's with your face? So hot? No, it's fine. Probably just the weather. I was like a panicked rabbit, hurrying to the bathroom to wash my face. After washing my face, I took a deep breath. Just a pinky swear with my senior, and my face couldn't stop heating up. This was the first time I'd been so intimate with a girl. The first time I'd held another girl's hand. Shen Mengxi smirked mischievously. So you're a pure guy, huh? I blushed, explaining. What are you saying? It's just hot in here. Keep talking tough. You liked holding my hand, didn't you? Shen Mengxi raised her eyebrows, looking at me with a meaningful gaze. I blushed and turned my head away. I didn't. Shen Mengxi slowly stepped closer, using her finger to gently lift my chin. Silly Junior. You can't even lie well. If you like holding my hand, just say it. We've already gotten the certificate. At this point, my face was red down to my neck, my eyes not daring to meet hers, my heart pounding nonstop. Shen Mengxi's lips curved slightly. She felt like she was teasing an innocent boy. Junior White Rabbit, hehe. Here comes the Gray Wolf Senior. When I closed my eyes, ready to let her do whatever, I found Shen Mengxi holding her phone, snapping a picture of me. She couldn't hold back her laughter. Sorry. Your expression was just too funny. My expression just now was like I was resigned to being slaughtered, yet with a hint of enjoyment. This picture made me look like such a pervert. I pleaded miserably. Senior, please, delete it. Shen Mengxi grinned slyly. Junior White Rabbit, that depends on your performance. Save me. Who said Shen Mengxi was a cold goddess? I wanted to cry but had no tears. She's a total hooligan. No, a beautiful female hooligan. If I live here, she won't peek at me showering, will she? What are you thinking? Your expression looks like you're enjoying it. Oh right, where's my bedroom? I quickly changed the subject. Didn't I already show you? I frowned. Wait, but after you showed me, there was only one master bedroom. Are you saying I sleep in the gaming room? I instantly got a bit excited. Sleeping in the gaming room would be worth it. Shen Mengxi's curved lips froze. She really wanted to spit soda in his face. I've said this much and you still don't get it. Shen Mengxi huffed coldly. There's no bed in the gaming room. Sleep on the floor. Then where do I sleep? You're not making me sleep on the living room sofa, are you? Shen Mengxi pretended to look troubled. What to do then? In that case, you'll just have to sleep in the same room as me. Hearing this, I quickly waved my hands. No need, no need. Really no need to trouble you to sleep together. Just thinking about that scene was already thrilling. But I'm an upright gentleman. How could I take advantage of her? Shen Mengxi said irritably. I told you to sleep, so just sleep. I've laid the ladder this far, and this idiot still doesn't get my hint. I didn't expect her to get mad. Reluctantly, I said, I'll sleep. Shen Mengxi glared at me. Is sleeping with me that much of a grievance? What's with that expression? So weak, she's the #1 beauty of Zhang University, and this guy's rejecting her. Actually, I wasn't rejecting her. In my eyes, Shen Mengxi was sacred, daring to defile her. I wanted to cry without tears. Fine, fine, I'll listen to you. Come here, Shen Mengxi signaled with her eyes. I obediently stepped forward. She gently stood on tiptoe, lightly patting my head with her hand. Her sweet voice said, no more grievances. Be good and listen to me, okay? I almost couldn't hold back from hugging her. Senior, you're too cute. No grievances. Shen Mengxi patiently explained. This house wasn't set up by me. It was my dad's doing. Everything's arranged for a married couple, like the slippers for example. So having only one bedroom isn't that normal. Besides, I'm a girl and I haven't said anything. What are you afraid of? Are you planning something improper with me? We're just lying in bed, doing nothing. Pure and guilt-free, that's fine, right? I seem to be convinced. Indeed, even if we sleep in the same room, as long as we're pure and guilt-free, it's fine, isn't it? In like a little white rabbit, led astray by this gray wolf Shen Mengxi, I was utterly bewildered. Deep down, I definitely wanted to sleep with my senior. After all, she was so beautiful and so soft. But I didn't have a proper reason. Yet Shen Mengxi gave me one. Is this really your dad's arrangement? I asked with a hint of doubt. Adults usually don't set up gaming rooms, or things like that. Shen Mengxi swore solemnly, trust me. Have I ever lied to you? She blinked her sincere eyes at me. But in her heart, she thought I'm totally lying to you. I set this all up on purpose. I had originally planned to challenge her. Last time she tricked me with the pretend marriage certificate. Who knows if she's deceiving me again this time? But seeing the sincere look in my senior's eyes, I couldn't help but believe her. There's plenty of time. Let's play a few rounds. We made a bet earlier. If I lose, I'll let my senior boss me around. It was time to show my true FPS skills, my real strength. We played a few rounds. I couldn't believe it. No way, senior, are you hacking the game I'm best at? And I got completely thrashed by a girl. I said stubbornly, I must not be in top form today. That's why you won. Shen Mengxi made a cute ghost face at me. If you're bad, practice more. A bait's a bet. From now on in this house, you listen to me. I was miserable. I concede. Shen Mengxi put her hands on her hips. From now on, you report to me when you go out. There's only one key to the house, and I'm keeping it. You can't bring anyone else here. If you want to come, you have to tell me, got it? I gave a military salute. Yes, senior. Shen Mengxi looked at my comical demeanor, unable to hold back her laughter. Junior White Rabbit, you're so cute. Haha, I really want to gobble you up. Senior, what are we eating tonight? Ordering takeout. At that moment, I remembered a problem. As for cooking, what could I do? I only knew how to make fried eggs and fried rice. And I could cook over a dozen types of instant noodles. Shen Mengxi smiled faintly. Ill cook. I was a bit surprised. Senior, you can cook. It's just decent. Edible, I know a bit. She actually loved cooking, often looking up recipes online. This was one of her hobbies. But she only cooked for herself, never for anyone else. This was the first time she was cooking for someone else. Her first time was for this silly junior. Shen Mengxi glanced at the clock. It's about time. Wait a bit, okay. I'm going to cook. Do you need any help? Is it too much for you alone, senior? Shen Mengxi shook her head. No need, you've never done it before. You'd only make a mess if you came in. I said, feeling wrong. Fine, do your best, senior. I'll go cut some fruit for you. Shen Mengxi smiled softly. Why does he get cuter the older he gets? I really want to pat him. Her mind drifted slightly. For a moment, she felt like they were truly a newlywed couple. Dinner's ready, dinner's ready. Shen Mengxi reminded me. I looked at the dishes on the table, my mouth nearly watering. They were all my favorite dishes. How did you know I like these dishes? I was slightly surprised. Shen Mengxi said proudly, don't flatter yourself, I didn't know. I just wanted to cook these. Looking at her proud expression, I couldn't help but laugh. I could almost be certain my senior probably really liked me, though I didn't know why that was. I genuinely liked her too. Senior, let me help you serve the rice. I hurriedly went to help her scoop the rice. Shen Mengxi showed a satisfied smile. Not bad, quite considerate. My hard work wasn't in vain. Soon 2 bowls of rice were filled. Hey, has senior take the first bite. I picked up a piece of rib and placed it in Shen Mengxi's bowl. Shen Mengxi froze slightly, her cheeks faintly flushing. Watching my senior eat the rib, I started picking up my chopsticks too. No exaggeration. This was the best sweet and sour ribs I'd ever eaten. Even better than a hotel chef's. I said sincerely. Shen Mengxi was secretly delighted, but she controlled her expression well. You like it that much? Super like it. Then I'll make it for you every day from now on. Shen Mengxi gave a shy smile. My eyes were momentarily dazed. A shy senior. She was just too adorable. After a while, Shen Mengxi suddenly asked, can you eat more? I quickly swallowed the rice in my mouth. I can still eat. What's up? Shen Mengxi handed me her half-eaten bowl of rice. Help me finish this. I can't eat it all. I don't want to waste it. I had scooped her a bowl of rice earlier. Though it wasn't a full, she still couldn't eat much. Her stomach probably isn't that big. Let me eat it for you. This made my cheeks heat up slightly. Scooping too much was definitely my fault. It couldn't be my senior's fault, so I'd solve my own mistake. But thinking that this was the bowl my senior had eaten from, I couldn't help but blush. Does this count as an indirect kiss? I took my senior's bowl and started eating in small bites. For some reason, it felt like my senior's bowl of rice was tastier than mine, sweeter than mine. I quickly controlled my expression, afraid my senior would think I was a creep. After eating, I took the initiative to wash the dishes. I had planned to go play games, but Shen Mengxi called me back. Watch a movie with me. I didn't hesitate. At some point, I'd started listening to her. The sofa was very wide. I didn't sit right next to my senior. Shen Mengxi frowned slightly. Come here. I quickly scooted my butt over. We sat in the middle of the sofa, close to each other, but not touching. She smells so good. Does my senior's body come with perfume? Getting closer to her, I caught the faint scent of her body. The fragrance was so pleasant, almost addictive. If I could, I really wanted to pull my senior into my arms, take a deep breath, and enjoy it until my nose bled. What movie are we watching? Shen Mengxi's lips curved slightly. Korean drama. Do you like Korean dramas? Korean dramas. I've never watched this genre before. I'd only seen clips on social media. My gosh, why don't they get together? Watching this, it really breaks my heart. I unconsciously leaned onto my senior's shoulder. Shen Mengxi glanced at me. Sorry, I startled, about to apologize. Shen Mengxi curved her lips, her voice teasing its fine. If you're tired, you can lie on my lap. Looking at my senior's fair, slender legs, my face turned bright red. I didn't dare imagine how beautiful those legs were, but I held back. Shen Mengxi squinted at me with a smile. Teasing this White Rabbit Jr. was kind of addictive. I immediately sat up straight, completely afraid to move. Shen Mengxi raised her eyebrows, not moving. Then I'll move. The next second, my shoulder felt a softness like soap, accompanied by a faint fragrance. Senior, I instantly panicked, my heart pounding wildly. Don't tell me to just rest a bit. Her voice trembled slightly, soft and gentle. At that moment, her cheeks were also flushed. This was the first time Shed leaned on a guy's shoulder. Her first time was for this silly junior. I didn't dare move recklessly either. Her hand rested on my shoulder, Shen Mengxi's voice was very gentle, so I placed my hand on her shoulder too. We were like a couple. The girl nestled on the guy's shoulder, watching a movie. Time passed quickly. Shen Mengxi glanced at the clock, saying lightly, "Go shower and sleep. You shower first. Pajamas are in the room." I nodded. I showered pretty quickly. A guy's shower speed is definitely beyond reproach. Senior, am done showering that fast? Shen Mengxi asked skeptically. My turn, you can play on the computer for a bit. A long time later, Shen Mengxi stepped out of the bathroom, her hair still dripping wet, exuding a fresh scent. Her pink pajamas clung lightly to her body, outlining her slender figure. I was momentarily stunned, not just because my senior looked so beautiful fresh from the shower, but for another reason. She was wearing pink pajamas, the same style as mine. No, they must be couples pajamas. Senior, I looked at my pajamas. Shen Mengxi raised her eyebrows. What's wrong? Wearing the same as me makes you feel wronged. Are you judging me? I quickly explained. I didn't mean that. It's a great honor to wear the same as my senior. Shen Mengxi smiled faintly. So silly. She put away her smile, her expression returning to its cold demeanor. Come here and help me dry my hair. But I didn't know how to dry a girl's hair. If you don't know, learn. This is an order from the queen. Yes, your majesty. Then I picked up the hairdryer, drying my senior's hair while saying, Senior, this is my first time drying a girl's hair. Shen Mengxi smiled faintly. This is also my first time letting a guy dry my hair. Senior, your hair smells so good. Let me take a sniff. Hey, don't get me wrong. I don't have that fetish. Really, I don't. I felt a bit wrong. My senior's expression clearly showed she didn't believe me. Done, it's dry. I looked at her expectantly, my face practically begging for praise. Like a child, Shen Mengxi couldn't hold back her laughter inside, then pretended to be amazed. Wow, Junior, you dried it so well. Really great hearing this praise. The corners of my mouth nearly reached the sky. Of course. Then can my junior dry my hair every day from now on? If you dry my hair every day, it'll definitely look great. The corners of my mouth were harder to control than an AK. No problem. Your hair is under my protection from now on, Junior. Shen Mengxi held back her laughter. Junior, you're so fun. With such a cute junior, one punch would probably make you cry for a long time. At the master bedroom, looking at the big pink bed, I said awkwardly, Senior, where do I sleep? On the bed, of course. You want to sleep on the floor. One half each. No crossing the line. If you cross, you're a puppy. Shen Mengxi said lightly. Fine, but there's only one blanket. Should I buy another tomorrow? No need, the blanket's big enough. Shen Mengxi said unhappily. I arranged everything so carefully, and this silly junior keeps fussing, as if sleeping with me is such a grievance. The more she thought, the more annoyed she got. Go to sleep. Shen Mengxi pouted. Come here. She patted the spot next to her, her voice urging. Don't dawdle. Get over here. Don't try anything tonight, okay? Shen Mengxi reminded me. Don't worry, my character's solid. But you, Senior. Shen Mengxi glared at me, her eyes carrying a hint of warning. What about me? No, nothing. Let's turn off the light. Half an hour passed. Senior, are you asleep? I was a bit restless. Not sure if it was nerves or something else. Probably too excited. Sleeping in the same bed as my senior was something countless people dreamed of but couldn't have. Shen Mengxi replied softly. Not yet. A bit of insomnia, can't sleep. I asked curiously. Why's that? I'm used to listening to music to fall asleep. Shen Mengxi said lightly. Should I sleep outside? No need, sing for me. I saw you sing on the school's page. You're pretty good. Just so you know, singing a cappella might not sound as good. When the last note of the song ended, the song was over. Senior, are you asleep? I asked very softly. No response. She's probably asleep. Then I should sleep too. I yawned, pulled the blanket over a bit, so my senior wouldn't get cold. 2 hours later, I felt something tightening around my neck, making it hard to breathe, startling me awake. I pulled away whatever was choking me. What was that? I rubbed my eyes, still groggy. Instinctively, I turned around, and as I did, my eyes widened uncontrollably. Shen Mengxi's face was less than 10 centimeters from mine. I swallowed hard. At that moment, I could feel my senior's breath, making me afraid to move. My heart pounded nonstop, my face flushing red, but it smelled so good. I mumbled softly, "Senior, it's not my fault. You hugged me last night, so I'm not the puppy." In the end, I couldn't hold back a silly laugh. Haha. I'm not the puppy. Senior, you're the puppy. A beautiful puppy. Senior, you're so beautiful. If only you were really my girlfriend. I waited a bit longer, making sure she wasn't waking up yet, then quietly got out of bed, carefully tucking the blanket around her, and softly left. In my hand, I held the pink slippers, afraid of making noise and waking my senior. "Senior, I'm going to buy breakfast for you." After I left, Shen Mengxi still hadn't opened her eyes, but her lips curved slightly. "Who wants to be your girlfriend? You're the puppy. What does my senior like to eat?" I was wandering the streets looking for food. Suddenly my phone pinged with a message. Who was it? I looked curiously. It was a message from a few people in the dorm group. "Right, Mu, you're a local, aren't you? Since it's the holiday, want to eat out tonight?" I only then realized we'd been at school for nearly a month, and we hadn't eaten out together once. Why not? Let's take advantage of this 3-day holiday and have a meal. No problem, let's go drinking tonight. Drinking's my forte. It'll easily take you all down, it said. Mu, you're a local. No problem finding a place right. After setting a time with them, I continued looking for food. Done, I carried breakfast and stood downstairs. Oh no, I forgot I don't have the key. I wanted my senior to wake up to breakfast. That way, she'd definitely have a good impression of me. But it seems I miscalculated. Guess I'll message my senior. Just then the door suddenly opened. Shen Mengxi raised her eyebrows. "Silly Junior forgot the key. Senior, weren't you asleep?" I was a bit surprised. She seemed fast asleep earlier. I didn't expect her to wake up in just half an hour. Shen Mengxi's cheeks flushed slightly. I couldn't sleep without my hugging pillow. I scratched my head. Hugging pillow. Shen Mengxi grinned mischievously. My puppy hugging pillow. Only then did I realize the hugging pillow she meant was probably me, but I wasn't the one hugging. "Senior, it wasn't me." I started to explain. Shen Mengxi glared at me. "Who's the puppy?" I stammered. "I'm the puppy." Shen Mengxi then smiled again. "Good boy. Let's go taking my puppy Junior home." I sighed. Fine puppy it is. At least I got to be hugged by my senior. Being a puppy isn't so bad. We went to the living room. "Senior, I specially bought soup dumplings for you. These are the best soup dumplings around here. During holidays, I often order from this place." I grinned, putting on my praising face again. "Junior, you're awesome. How did you know I wanted soup dumplings this morning?" Shen Mengxi looked surprised. "Of course." The corners of my mouth nearly reached my ears. Shen Mengxi looked at this silly junior. So naive she couldn't help but laugh. "Idiot. If it's not delicious, I want cooked dinner for you tonight." I suddenly remembered. I forgot to report to my senior. "I'm planning to eat out with my roommates tonight." Shen Mengxi's sparkling eyes blinked. She waved her hand. "Fine. I permit it." I quickly said, "Thank you, Your Majesty." Shen Mengxi said, satisfied. "Rise, my consort." I froze slightly. Consort? Since when did I become a consort? Shen Mengxi raised her eyebrows. "Consort not good enough? Or do you want to be a eunuch?" Little Muzi. No, I still want to be a consort." I grinned. "I don't want to be a eunuch. Besides, consort sounds nice." "Come here, consort, feed me." Shen Mengxi raised her eyebrows, showing a mischievous smile. I instantly blushed. "Your Majesty, this concubine can't do it." Shen Mengxi was a bit unwilling. "If you can't do it, then I'll have to let consort she serve me dinner." I was stunned. My senior's too good at this. "Consort she, where'd that come from? So childish." "I'm not playing with you, senior." Shen Mengxi sighed. "Consort Mu, don't make things difficult for me. You wouldn't want me to find another man, would you?" I frowned. "Threatening me? Am I the type to be threatened? Let me tell you, I'm a real man. Not easily scared, senior. It's a bit hot, let me blow on it for you. Is it good?" I looked at my senior eagerly. Shen Mengxi chewed slowly in her mouth. To be honest, the soup dumplings from this place were really delicious. And since they were bought by my puppy Junior, they tasted even better. I'm very delicious. As delicious as you. Shen Mengxi looked at me with a playful smile. I'm delicious. Senior, you're not a cannibal, are you? I pretended to be scared. Shen Mengxi chuckled softly. No. I'm a gray wolf. I like eating white rabbits like you. No pink rabbits. Such a cute rabbit. How could you eat it? I'd rather eat Senior braised. So do you think I'm braised enough? I asked tentatively. Shen Mengxi propped her chin up, carefully looking at me. Pretty braised. I'll eat you tonight. I got shy, my face uncontrollably heating up. Instinctively, I touched my face. Oh no, I'm not actually braised, am I? Shen Mengxi looked at my silly demeanor, unable to hold back her laughter. Idiot. Want to play a game together? After breakfast, Shen Mengxi had planned to study, but I dragged her to play games. She was always disciplined, so she'd definitely refuse. Shen Mengxi put down her book and went straight with me to the gaming room. This time we didn't play competitive games, but Minecraft. By evening, I picked a barbecue place near the school, sent the location to the group. Half an hour later, everyone arrived. Jibata had just sat down when his nose couldn't help sniffing. Moo, what's that smell on you? He had wanted to smell the barbecue, but instead caught a faint fragrance coming from me. Fang Hao leaned in to sniff a woman. This is a woman scent. I'm a man, very familiar with women's scents. The smell on you feels familiar. I feel like I've smelled it somewhere before. I glanced at him. You twig, have you ever even dated? And you're familiar. Jibata teased. No wonder your nose is so sharp. It's a dog's nose. Get lost, you dead philosopher. Tu Jingren laughed. These two are like this in the dorm too, bickering all day. I laughed. That means they're close. Who knows, they might become a couple. Jibata and Fang Hao shouted in unison. As the drinks and food hit the table, everyone started raising their glasses. 2 hours later, everyone had drunk quite a bit. Let's call it here. Heroes think alike. Everyone stopped in sync. My stomach was bloated. Couldn't drink another drop. They called a car, helping each other as they left. I paid the bill and was about to leave when a familiar voice came from behind. Mu Chung. I froze slightly, then turned to look at the source of the sound. A girl in a floral dress, with a high ponytail, was looking at me with a complicated expression. It's really you, I squinted, trying to see who she was. Liu Ryan, with the alcohol starting to hit. I could only see the person in front of me swaying. So it was you on the school's page. Liu Ryan stepped forward, her expression very complex. I shook my head saying nothing. Liu Ryan continued. I know how you feel about me, but I think we're really not compatible. You didn't need to come to Zhong University for me. Your grades could have gotten you into a better school. I had long let go of Liu Ryan. My head was spinning now, just wanting to leave quickly. No, don't flatter yourself. As I prepared to leave, Liu Ryan held me back. Actually, you don't need to pretend. If you really like me, I can give you a chance to pursue me. I frowned, trying to pull her hand off. Suddenly, a pleasant voice rang out, let him go. Shen Mengxi appeared out of nowhere, pulling me toward her. Don't you know grabbing someone on the street is very rude? Shen Mengxi said coldly, her icy aura reappearing. Senior Shen. Liu Ryan clearly couldn't believe it. The cold beauty of Zhong University was here and helping a guy out of a situation. What was their relationship? Liu Ryan's expression grew complicated. Sorry, Liu Ryan quickly apologized. It was indeed her fault. I had planned to leave, but she held me back. Shen Mengxi's expression was indifferent. You can go now. Liu Ryan wanted to leave, but couldn't hold back her curiosity. Do you know him? The alcohol was hitting harder. At this point, I was already dizzy. Senior, you came to pick me up. Let's go home. Liu Ryan was shocked. You're his girlfriend. No way. How could the ice goddess be his girlfriend? Shen Mengxi didn't answer. Taking my hand, let's go. Puppy Junior. We left. Liu Ryan stood frozen in place, her emotions unable to settle. Was she dreaming? Why? Did she feel like something of hers was stolen? On the way back to the apartment complex, Shen Mengxi glared at me. Was that your ex-girlfriend? I grinned foolishly. Ex-girlfriend, no way. If never dated. Hearing this, Shen Mengxi's mood improved a lot. What was that just now? Heh, what was what? I just remember someone proposed. Shen Mengxi's eyes widened. You didn't propose, did you? No way! I'd only propose to you, senior. Shen Mengxi froze in place. What did you say? Heh, I forgot. I remember now. I'm taking you home. Shen Mengxi's lips curved slightly. No way, no way. I want to go back to my wedding house with senior. I said, feeling wrong. Shen Mengxi couldn't hold back her laughter. No helping you. When are you planning to propose to your senior? When senior really likes me. Shen Mengxi's eyes were full of playful smiles. Silly. What if your senior has liked you for a long time? Come on, come on. We're home. Shen Mengxi patted my cheek. I still had a silly grin. Hehe. Is this my home with senior? Silly junior, why drink so much? Shen Mengxi looked at me fondly. As soon as we got home, I collapsed onto the living room sofa. Drunk junior is such an idiot, but kind of cute. Might as well take a picture. Shen Mengxi took out her phone, squatted down, and rested her head next to mine. Click! Shen Mengxi looked at the photo on her phone, very satisfied. In the picture, I was lying on the sofa with my eyes closed, a silly smile on my face. Next to me was Shen Mengxi making a ghost face. This photo would make a great wallpaper. Shen Mengxi patted my cheek, unhappily saying, drunk like this. If I weren't here, you have been tainted by another woman. A guy out late at night needs to know how to protect himself. What if someone else picks you up? Got it? Silly junior. I'm your lifesaver. You better thank me when you wake up tomorrow. I was already fast asleep, sunk deep into a dream, leaving my senior muttering to herself, looks like no shore tonight. Then you're sleeping on the sofa tonight. Then she took out a blanket and covered me with it. Of course she grabbed one for herself too. The living room had two sofas, just enough for one each. Don't think I can't sleep alone. I'm just worried you won't sleep well without me. Shen Mengxi said proudly. Good night, silly junior. The next morning, I woke up on the sofa, feeling a slight headache. My eyes a bit hard to open. Carefully recalling what happened last night, I only remembered that after paying the bill, the alcohol started hitting. Then I heard a familiar voice. Who was it? My mind couldn't remember anything else. At that moment, I looked around at the familiar surroundings. How did I get back here? I was full of confusion. Suddenly, I pulled off the blanket, checking the clothes on my body to see if any woman had done anything to me last night. Thankfully, my clothes were intact. That scared me to death. Up already, Shen Mengxi came out of the kitchen. I made porridge for you. Go wash your face and eat while it's hot. I nodded. My body reeked of alcohol. Not showering would make me too embarrassed to get close to my senior. Soon I finished showering and came to the dining table. My senior had already scooped a bowl of porridge for me. Shen Mengxi also scooped a small bowl for herself, eating in delicate bites. I felt the atmosphere was a bit awkward. Senior, how did I get back last night? Shen Mengxi said lightly. I brought you back. I asked tentatively. Did you see anything before I could finish? Shen Mengxi replied calmly. Saw your ex-girlfriend. I quickly explained, senior. She's not my ex-girlfriend. I have nothing to do with her anymore. She rejected me already. Don't misunderstand. Shen Mengxi showed a smug smile. Why explain to me? Is it that important? Looking at my silly demeanor, Shen Mengxi found it very amusing. She could easily have me wrapped around her finger every time. So fun. An innocent guy like me, what if I got tricked? Might as well let me trick you. I was silent for a moment, then said honestly, it's very important. Shen Mengxi froze. I'm telling you this because it's important. I don't care about her anymore. Honesty is the ultimate weapon. Shen Mengxi smiled softly, her voice gentle. You're so honest. I said out of the blue, senior. I actually don't think you're cold at all. Shen Mengxi raised her eyebrows with interest. Why's that? At least when I'm with you, I don't feel you're cold. I think you're sometimes very lively. Shen Mengxi couldn't hold back her laughter inside Silly Jr. What if I'm only like this with you? Can you tell me about that girl? Your story with her? Shen Mengxi asked. I didn't hide anything. I met her in 10th grade. She was the class beauty. Back then we sat at the same desk. She often asked for my help. Then I started to kind of like her. I paused for a moment, saying slowly. Then she rejected me. She said if I got into the same university as her, she'd be with me. I got into Zhang University too, but she didn't choose to be with me. But it's okay. If let it go. It was just a verbal promise. I can only blame myself for believing it was real. Shen Mengxi looked at me with pity. Someone who can't keep their promise doesn't deserve to be with you. I smiled, Senior. Do you have any promises you've kept for a long time? Shen Mengxi said lightly yes. She propped her chin up, looking at me, her eyes full of meaning. If kept it. At least legally if kept it. I was a bit confused. What does a promise have to do with legality? I laughed foolishly. Even if I can't guess it. I know Senior is someone who keeps her word. That's enough. Shen Mengxi smiled faintly. Actually, you're someone who keeps his word too. I scratched my head, a bit embarrassed. That's true, I suppose. After all, I kept my promise and got into Zhang University. It's just that she didn't follow through. Shen Mengxi's eyes grew deep and thoughtful. Actually, we've both kept a promise together. Maybe it was my guilty conscience, but I finally started writing my story. These past 2 days, I haven't written a thing. If I don't update, my fans might send me knives. I racked my brain just to hit for 1,000 words. But lately, I've been seriously lacking inspiration, writing for about 2.5 hours. I barely managed to finish the chapters. It's really tough. I feel like I need to go out for a walk to find some inspiration, but wandering alone doesn't seem very fun. Maybe I'll ask my senior if she wants to come along. It's a holiday, we can't just stay home all the time. I walked into the living room, seeing my senior studying, scratching my head. I hesitantly spoke up, Senior, are you free tonight? Shen Mengxi paused her pen, slightly taken aback. What's up? Her eyes were full of curiosity. I want to go for a walk in the park tonight to find some inspiration. Would you like to come with me? Shen Mengxi tilted her head, looking at me. Are you asking me out? Want to go on a date with me? A date with my senior? My face couldn't help but flush. I quickly shook my head. No, it's not that, you idiot. Shen Mengxi smirked. I scratched my head awkwardly. Senior, if you're not free, forget it. Shen Mengxi propped her chin up, smiling faintly. Who said I'm not free? I'm free right now. I didn't react in time, huh? I said I'm free. Thank you, Senior. My face red, I ran back to my room to play games and continue writing my story. Silly Jr. doesn't even know what his words mean. Calling you silly and you really are silly. Maybe I'll call you Smart Jr. from now on. Who knows, you might get a bit smarter. Our kids won't be as silly as you. The two of us strolled through the park. Senior, why didn't you go home for mid-autumn? I asked curiously. I didn't go home because my dad didn't let me. Then why didn't you go back? Shen Mengxi said lightly. Going home, I'd just be alone. My dad is usually very busy, rarely at home. And my mom, when I was very young, passed away from illness. Senior, I'm sorry. I realized I'd said something wrong. Shen Mengxi shook her head. It's fine. Actually, I kind of envy you. Your mom often texts me. I can feel she treats me like a daughter. I didn't know. My mom was texting Shen Mengxi privately. Your dad's a good person too. Good person? I suspect I'm not his real son. It's a holiday and he didn't let me come home. Shen Mengxi gave a reluctant smile. Now my family is just my dad, so he's very good to me. Basically whatever I want he gives me. For some reason, I felt a pang of sympathy for my senior. Actually, I could be your family too. I blurted out without thinking. Shen Mengxi froze slightly, her cheeks faintly flushing. What do you mean by that? I blushed, explaining. We've already registered, haven't we? At least legally. We're family. Shen Mengxi laughed. Silly Jr. Look. She pointed someone singing. At that moment, in a corner of the park square, a long-haired guy was singing. Let's go check it out. I led Shen Mengxi over, sat down on the steps, and quietly listened to the guy sing. After about 10 minutes, he smiled and asked, "Anyone want to come up and sing a song? For someone you like, singing is a joyful thing." There were quite a few couples in the crowd stirring slightly, but afraid they'd sing poorly. They hesitated, unable to decide. I glanced at my senior, thinking about the time we'd spent together, those moments we shared. Suddenly, I thought of a song I really wanted to sing. "Hey, you come up and sing." I can tell you really want to sing for your girlfriend. Maybe my expression was too obvious. The street singer caught my intention right away. Shen Mengxi smiled faintly. "I want to hear you sing too." Since my senior said that, I didn't hesitate anymore. I stood up, walked to the street singer and took the mic. I whispered to him, "The song I want to sing. It's called Can You Hear It? I want to sing it for my senior." I looked at my senior meaningfully. Shen Mengxi was slightly startled. Could it be that song? My gentle emotional voice moved nearly every couple there. Some couples sang along. Some couples' lips couldn't help but start getting affectionate. After the song ended, the street singer beside me was stunned. "This guy sings so well." Thanks, I handed the mic back to him, then hurriedly went to find my senior. "Senior, how was it? Did you hear it?" I asked softly. "Yeah, I heard it." We both smiled in perfect sync. "All right, senior," I held out my hand. Shen Mengxi tilted her head smiling. "You want to hold my hand?" My face heated up slightly. I explained, "I'm afraid you'll fall." Shen Mengxi pursed her lips, smiling without calling me out. "Fine. If my junior's doing it for my sake, there's no helping it." She casually took my hand. "Let's go." Shen Mengxi stood up, not letting go. We held hands in perfect harmony. At that moment, I held my senior's small, soft, smooth hand. Is this my senior's hand? Hey, it feels so nice. I don't want to let go. My heart was like a deer running wild, but I tried to act calm. My senior didn't say anything, so why was I nervous? We're registered, holding hands isn't too much. I stole a glance at my senior, noticing her expression didn't change much. Why no reaction? Does my senior only see me as a little brother? A hint of disappointment flashed through my heart, but I didn't know. Well, Shen Mengxi looked calm on the outside. Inside, she was exploding. "He's holding my hand. His hand is so big, so safe." Shen Mengxi tried to control her expression, but her palm was sweating from nerves. "Junior, is my hand soft?" "Oh no, sorry, senior." I thought she was telling me to let go, and was about to pull my hand away. Just as I was about to let go, my senior's small hand gripped mine tightly. Shen Mengxi frowned slightly. "You don't like my hand?" I quickly shook my head. "I love it." "Love what?" "I love your hand, senior." Pervert, Shen Mengxi burst out laughing. "Idiot." I was miserable, utterly helpless. I'd realized my senior seemed to love teasing me, but I wasn't put off by it. In fact, I kind of enjoyed it. Could I be? Thankfully, Shen Mengxi couldn't read my thoughts. If she knew what was going through my head, she definitely wouldn't hold back her laughter. We walked to the center of the park square, watching kids playing around. Suddenly, a childish voice piped up. "Why do you guys keep staring at us?" We looked toward the sound. A little boy was holding a little girl's hand, his face full of curiosity. I smiled faintly. "Because seeing you feels like seeing myself back then." Shen Mengxi asked curiously, "Do you still remember things from when you were little?" I pondered for a moment. My childhood memories were really sparse. Things from long ago I'd mostly forgotten, but things from around 10 years old I still recalled. "Is this your girlfriend?" "She's so pretty," the boy sincerely complimented. Both of us froze. I was about to explain, but Shen Mengxi smiled. "No, we're not lovers. We're husband and wife. We're legally married." My fleeting disappointment suddenly lifted. I glanced at my senior. Shen Mengxi wore a faint smile. The boy was very surprised. "Fairy sister, you're already married. Aren't you both college students?" Shen Mengxi said gently. "Because we're legally old enough to marry, so we got married." My eyes were momentarily dazed. At that moment, Shen Mengxi was like a fairy. Just as the boy said, "Fairy sister." Me senior was so gentle. I said lightly, "Senior, This boy is really cute. Like you when you were little. Like me when I was little. Have you seen pictures of me as a kid? How could I be like you when you were little? I was already super cool as a kid. Don't flatter yourself, Shen Mengxi pouted, smiling. Before long, I spotted a drink stall. Senior, wait here. I'll buy you something refreshing to drink. Boss, to portions of jelly, I said with a smile. Alright, give me a moment. Soon 2 portions of jelly were ready. Boss, how much for 1 portion of jelly? Can 3 yuan buy 1? A childish voice spoke up. No way, 1 portion is 5 yuan. The boss said awkwardly. I noticed. It was the boy my senior said looked like me as a kid. Little brother, here, take this. I generously handed 1 portion of jelly to the boy. The boy froze slightly, hesitating. No, I can't. You bought this. I smiled. It's fine. Take it. Shen Mengxi watched this scene from a distance. She didn't expect her silly junior to be so kind. Her lips unconsciously curved up. Didn't expect you to be like that. I like you even more now. Senior, I'm back. I happily ran over, holding the 1 portion of jelly I'd bought. Shen Mengxi raised her eyebrows. Why only 1 portion? You're not drinking. I grinned. I drank already, but it was for my childhood self. Besides, I'm not thirsty. Silly, Shen Mengxi smiled fondly. We found a place to sit. Try it from my experience. This jelly's definitely delicious. If it's not, you can hit me. I'm not hitting you. Shen Mengxi pouted. Why not? I asked curiously. Shen Mengxi gave a knowing look. Because if I hit you, you could sue me for domestic violence. I didn't expect my senior to think that far. Senior, do you have persecution paranoia? Get lost, you're the one with paranoia. I was kidding. Silly, Shen Mengxi glanced at me. I made a swearing gesture. It's fine, I won't sue you for domestic violence. I swear. Shen Mengxi looked at me oddly. So you like being hit by your senior? Shen Mengxi's eyes were full of meaning. So my junior has this kind of fetish? No, I really don't. I hurriedly explained. Shen Mengxi propped her chin up, tilting her head with a mischievous smile. I didn't even say what it was. Why are you reacting so strongly? Could it really be? I sighed twice. Heh. I'm nothing at all. I put on a pleading expression. Oh my gosh, senior, stop teasing me. You know I'm silly. Shen Mengxi pursed her lips, smiling. Fine. I'll let you off this time. She used a spoon, gently scooping a bit of jelly from the bowl, putting it in her mouth. Sweet and cool. The flavor was delicious. I looked at her expectantly. So, senior, is it good? Shen Mengxi nodded. It's all right. So I won't hit you for now. Shen Mengxi ate about half, then felt a bit too full to continue. Though it was delicious, she was a bit stuffed. There was half left, and she didn't want to waste it. Right beside her, wasn't there a walking trash can? Silly junior, what's wrong? Smart senior. I looked at her quietly. The more I looked at my senior, the prettier she got. Before, I only stole glances at her face. Now, I was starting to look opally. I can't eat anymore. You finish it for me. Shen Mengxi handed over the remaining jelly. I froze slightly. The jelly my senior ate with the spoon she used. You're not eating it, I'll throw it away. Shen Mengxi pretended to stand up. I'll eat. I quickly said, senior, you know, I hate wasting food the most. Let me finish it. I said seriously, taking the jelly from my senior's hand. I happily ate the rest of the jelly. Senior's jelly is really delicious. Shen Mengxi looked at me meaningfully. Junior, you're such a pervert. Pervert, junior, I was stunned. Senior, I'm innocent. I'm really not a pervert. I believe you, Shen Mengxi said. But her face showed she didn't believe me. I put on an expression uglier than crying. I finally understood what saying one thing meaning another meant. Pervert, junior. There are lots of childhood toys over there. Shen Mengxi suddenly said. Can you not call me pervert, junior? I think silly junior is pretty good. I was miserable. We reached a stall. The owner was an old man over 60. On the simple stall, there were lots of toys. I immediately recognized a hand-launched flying disc I used to play with. So classic. You want to buy it? Shen Mengxi saw my intention. I scratched my head. Senior, you don't think I'm childish, do you? Yes, Shen Mengxi said seriously, then I'll buy it. I also want to relive that old feeling. Before long, I was holding the flying disc. I launched it into the air, then excitedly ran to show my senior. How's that, senior? Did it fly high? Childish Shen Mengxi smiled mischievously. I was stunned. Senior, do you have a split personality? Shen Mengxi said lightly, yes. This is my second personality now. Childish, let's go home. We'd been wandering for quite a while, and I was starting to feel tired. Today was the third day of the holiday, the last day. Tomorrow we'd head back to school. I felt a bit reluctant. These past few days I'd been so happy, and I'd confirmed my feelings. I really liked my senior. Senior, can I come here on weekends? I asked tentatively. Shen Mengxi propped her chin up, raising her eyebrows. Silly. Didn't I already say? This is our marital home. If you want to come, just let me know. I felt shy, my face turning red, trying to act calm and nodding. For some reason, when my senior said this was our marital home, I felt an indescribable joy in my heart. Senior, I'm heading out then. Shen Mengxi looked at me gently. So silly. Silly junior, it's not like we won't see each other at school. The evening before the school term started. The guys. Your dad's back, I said excitedly. Oh, my big son's finally back. Jibata laughed, satisfied. His smile kind like a father's. Fang Hao grinned. While you were gone, Jibata's hormones had nowhere to go. It was grossing me out. Even grossed out the other dorms. Jibata got mad. Get lost, you twig. Don't slander me. I stepped forward, patting both their shoulders. You just stop fighting all the time. It breaks my heart to see. Wait, Fang Hao suddenly shouted. Why do you smell like a woman? He looked at me suspiciously. You secretly got a girlfriend behind our backs. I was a bit surprised. I didn't expect Fang Hao's nose to be sharper than a dog's. These past few days, I'd been with my beautiful senior, and my body had indeed picked up her scent. I didn't get a girlfriend, I explained. No way, I smelled it before we went drinking. You definitely secretly got a girlfriend. Betraying the team. The village won't forgive you. Yeah, 3,357 doesn't welcome you. Jibata chimed in. I was helpless. What are you talking about? I really don't have a girlfriend. Though it's true. I really wanted my senior to be my girlfriend, but I wasn't even sure if I could confess successfully. Fang Hao said seriously. If you really get out of single life, what about the three of us? We're brothers. Are you heartless enough to leave us single forever? Unless, Fang Hao grinned slyly. You introduce each of us to two girls, preferably ones with high looks. I said, annoyed. First class Monday morning is advanced math at 8 a.m. So boring. I didn't listen to the lecture, instead pulling out my phone to watch videos. But I found watching videos so dull. Suddenly my heart was filled with just one person, my senior. Maybe I'll text her. I thought for a long time, finally sending a message. Senior, you up yet? Over at the girls' dorm. Shen Mengxi saw my message, her lips unconsciously curving up. Silly junior, you actually took the initiative. What's up, miss me already? The moment I saw the message, my face couldn't help but heat up. What's my senior saying? No, I'm just bored. Shen Mengxi couldn't hold back her laugh. With her understanding of her silly junior, he was probably blushing right now, saying one thing meaning another. Senior, don't you have class? No, third year has fewer classes. So jealous. I have to study advanced math. I hate math so much. What if I fail the final? Senior, can you tutor me in math? Advanced math is tough, but since I hate math, there's no helping it. If senior tutors me in math, I've already imagined the scene of us studying together alone, being alone with my senior. Maybe I don't hate advanced math that much. Thanks, senior. Then it depends on your sincerity. Then I'll treat you to a meal. As soon as I sent the message, I regretted it. Treating someone to a meal. With so many guys chasing my senior, she definitely doesn't lack a meal. I thought for a bit and added a panda emoji. A panda emoji with a serious thinking face. Seeing the emoji, I was a bit surprised. I thought with how pretty my senior is, she'd definitely use super cute emojis. I didn't expect her emojis to be so abstract. My senior really has a contrasting side when we're alone. Shen Mengxi lay on her dorm bed, her fair slender legs swinging behind her. You could tell she was in a great mood. Yangzu said suspiciously tipsy. You look really happy. Shen Mengxi put away her faint smile. Am I? Yangzu said leisurely. You're still denying it. Your feet are practically reaching the sky, and you say no. Shen Mengxi only then noticed. Her feet had betrayed her, but that didn't stop her from being stubborn. Maybe she had her own thoughts. Yangzu was speechless, hard-headed duck. Shen Mengxi pouted. I'm a beautiful duck, not a dead duck. Yangzu shook her head. You've changed, you're getting narcissistic. You're not the Tixie I know anymore. You're very abnormal. You're definitely in love. Over in the guy's dorm. What's with you, silly? Fang Hao looked at me puzzled. Not telling you, I said lightly. Fine. Don't tell me. Don't sleep too soundly tonight. I ignored this idiot. For some reason, I really wanted to see her. It had been over 10 hours, and I hadn't seen my senior. It felt so uncomfortable. I wondered if Shed had breakfast. Senior, have you eaten breakfast? Not yet. Why? Not eating breakfast is bad for your health. I'm about to finish class. It'll bring you something. Okay. Do you like sweet or savory soy milk? This idiot wants to bring me breakfast. Shen Mengxi was momentarily stunned. She didn't really like soy milk, so she texted back, I like sweet. Of course, unless it's from my silly junior. She didn't like sweet. She liked the soy milk her junior gave her. Should I buy some for your roommates too? You want to give to both of them. You're quite the player. Scummy Junior. I instantly felt a chill down my spine. I just wanted to make a good impression on my senior's roommates. Maybe they'd put in a good word for me with her. I didn't expect my senior to call me scummy. It made me break out in a cold sweat. Senior, you don't really think I'm scummy, do you? Jibata teased. What's wrong? Feeling cold. Why are you sweating? Are you weak? I was speechless. I like sweating. Okay. Senior, I'm innocent. I'll just buy for you then. I'm really not scummy. Shen Mengxi burst out laughing. She could already picture her silly junior sweating bullets. Shen Mengxi glanced at Yangzu, who was studying with earphones. She muttered softly, want breakfast? Not eating. If you don't say anything, I'll take it as a no. Then I'll let my junior buy just one portion. It's your fault for not eating. Don't blame me for not asking later. Yangzu wearing earphones. At that moment, didn't know Shed just turned down a breakfast? I asked her, and she said she doesn't want it. She doesn't like eating breakfast bought by others. Got it. During the 10-minute break between classes, I planned to use this time to deliver breakfast. It was purely about delivering breakfast. Definitely not because I wanted to see my senior. I hurriedly ran to the cafeteria to buy breakfast. After all, time was short, and the distance from class to the dorms was quite far. If I didn't run fast, I'd be late getting back. Before long, I was downstairs at the girls' dorm. Senior, I'm here. Shen Mengxi got the message and raised her eyebrows. So fast? Shouldn't you still be in class? Shen Mengxi checked the time and immediately understood. This silly junior used his break to come. Shen Mengxi quickly put on her slippers and went downstairs. Silly junior, why didn't you say earlier? I would have waited downstairs. At that moment, I was downstairs, holding a portion of breakfast, occasionally glancing toward the girls' dorm entrance. Before long, Shen Mengxi appeared. She wore a loose white shirt, her hair tied in a messy bun, her stunning face and lively eyes radiating a youthful, vibrant energy. Senior, I'm here. I waved my hand. Shen Mengxi ran over. Look at you, all sweaty. At some point, Shed pulled out a pink handkerchief and started wiping the sweat off my face. I instantly blushed up to my neck. Isn't this a bit too intimate? My senior's handkerchief smells so good. Senior, let me wipe it myself. I took the handkerchief. If the atmosphere stayed this ambiguous, I'd sweat even more from nerves. Shen Mengxi's voice carried a hint of pity. You could come after class. No need to rush like this. Our school isn't like high school. Running over must have been tiring, right? I grinned brightly. Not tiring. After class, it'd be 10:30. I was afraid you'd be hungry. Not eating breakfast is bad for your body. Shen Mengxi's face flushed slightly as she smiled silly. Then she raised her eyebrows. You're just purely bringing breakfast. I handed her the breakfast. Then said shyly, I also wanted to see you, senior. Shen Mengxi smiled lightly. See me for what? Miss me. I nodded honestly. Yeah, she froze slightly. She didn't expect her silly junior to be so honest, no longer hiding his feelings. Have you seen enough? She tilted her head, smiling. Seen enough. I'm heading back to class. Here is your handkerchief. Keep it. Wait, you'll probably sweat running back, right? Shen Mengxi pursed her lips. I hesitated a bit, but Shen Mengxi frowned slightly. You hate me? No way. How could I hate you, senior? I blurted out. Shen Mengxi's lips curved unconsciously. If you don't hate me, then you like me. Let's say that's it. At that moment, my face was burning red. Seeing me like that, Shen Mengxi found me incredibly cute. Senior, it's getting late. Class is starting soon. I gotta run back. See you next time. Shen Mengxi nodded, watching her silly junior's frantic back. She couldn't hold back her laughter. Such an idiot. Hehe, buying breakfast and not calling me. Yangzu pouted, her face full of displeasure. Shen Mengxi said lightly, didn't buy it. Someone gave it to me. Besides, I asked you, but you ignored me. Yangzu was stunned. When did you ask me? And wait, I was wearing earphones. Hold on. You said someone gave you this breakfast. Yangzu couldn't believe it. Crazy, this world's gone crazy. So crazy, I don't recognize it anymore. The ice goddess of Zhang University, the cold senior. You actually accepted breakfast from someone else. Guy or girl, not non-binary, right? Younger or older than you? Shen Mengxi raised her eyebrows. Why are you asking so much? People who don't know might think you're picking a man. And when did I say I have a boyfriend? Yangzu froze slightly, then asked, not a boyfriend, a suitor. Shen Mengxi said seriously, he's the son of my dad's friend. He just started university this year, so he's my junior. During orientation, I took him to his dorm. So to thank me, he bought me breakfast. Reasonable, right? That's how it is, Yangzu said, enlightened. So that's it. I thought you were really in love. Turns out it's just a junior. She finally breathed a sigh of relief. Over in the classroom, you didn't go buy breakfast. Ate already? Was the cafeteria that hot? Why are you so sweaty? Fang Hao asked curiously. I was panting as I returned to my seat. Don't mention it. I'm exhausted. This school's too big. The dorms are too far. What, you went to the dorms? Class isn't over yet. What did you go for? I grinned foolishly. Of course, to bring breakfast to my senior. Guess what? Fang Hao was speechless. Childish guessing games. I'm asking, do you have any tissue? Lend me some to wipe my sweat. He pulled a pack of tissues from his bag. Here. I grinned. Thanks, Twig. Next time I'll buy you sugarcane. Fang Hao's face darkened. Get lost. I glanced at the pink handkerchief, quickly tucking it away. I couldn't bear to use the handkerchief my senior gave me to wipe sweat. You have a handkerchief? Why ask for my tissue? Fang Hao's eyes widened. I explained. Someone gave me this. I can't bear to use it for sweat. Fang Hao instantly turned into Conan Pink. Someone gave it to you. You just ran to the dorms. Also, you're very suspicious. There's only one truth, I know it. You went to buy breakfast for a girl. He turned to tattle to the other two. Jibata was shocked. What? Mu, you bought breakfast for a girl? Mu, you really have a girlfriend? Tu Jingren said, stunned. I explained helplessly, no, I don't. I don't have a girlfriend. I just like someone. Fang Hao immediately said, that's even worse. Buying breakfast for someone is such a simp move. What if she doesn't like you? What if she sees you as an ATM? Tu Jingren advised Twig. Don't assume everyone's that bad. This isn't the internet. There aren't that many gold diggers. I thought simp. My senior cooked for me too. She's giving back too. Plus her family seems rich. She probably doesn't care about my few bucks. In short, I like my senior even more. Jibata sighed, my son's grown up. Dad can't hold on to you anymore. Get lost. I shot him an annoyed glance. Tu Jingren asked, how'd you two meet? Probably through family introductions, right? The first meeting must have been like a dream. Exactly like a dream. We met and got married right away. Isn't that like a dream? Truly like a dream.